Platformed, a modern dystopian novel, written by Kelsey Josund, narrated by Ariel Carreno, audio engineering and compositions by Cameron Lavi Jones, produced and published by All She Wrote Productions. Early praise. In this compulsively readable novel, Kelsey Josund has created a near-future Silicon Valley that is both instantly recognizable and scarily possible. Sara's attempts to navigate the strange artificial world of the community are intensely relatable, especially as she starts to piece together the perils underlying the surface perfection of her new life. Her choices feel like choices any of us might make, courageous and heartbreaking at the same time, beautifully written and terrifying, perfect for fans of Pretties or The Circle. Susan Lee, former Silicon Valley journalist and winner of the Writers of the Future and World Fantasy Awards. Platformed is a very highly recommended story that will hit close to home for many sci-fi fans in a dystopian production designed to keep readers thinking and involved to the end. D. Donovan, Senior Reviewer, Midwest Book Review. A postmodern story reminiscent of works by Kafka or Sartre, Platformed develops a detailed and convincing psychological profile of a young woman who feels trapped within an existential hall of mirrors, in this case, one constructed from Silicon Valley tech. Without imposing answers or solutions on the reader, the novel succeeds in elucidating the crippling dread of the future which haunts many millennials and Zoomers, troubled by today's daunting ecological, economic, and political challenges. J.F. Alexander, author of the theological sci-fi novel I Am Sophia. Platformed, a novel by Kelsey Josund. Epigraph. There is grandeur in this view, scolds a quote from Darwin hanging over my dad's desk at his lab. The words are written in looping brown calligraphy, enclosed in a varnished wooden frame. The quote comes from the last sentence of On the Origin of Species. It is Darwin's sweet nothing, his apology for deflating the world of its God, his promise that there is grandeur if you look hard enough, you'll find it. But sometimes it felt like an accusation. If you can't see it, shame on you. Lulu Miller, Why Fish Don't Exist. Chapter 1. If this went as she hoped, Sara would soon be invisible. The little building was low and unassuming, starkly human amid so much nature, all smooth concrete and black glass. It sat upon the dunes like a barnacle, no familiar logo in sight, and nothing like the corporate campus Sara had driven past 1,000 times. But it could only be the entry to her new life. It made sense that it was so simple. She followed her friends from the car along a path cut into the landscape, their footprints falling apart in the rain-damp sand behind them. Green lichen and red succulents and twisted salt bushes swept across the hills. In the distance, waves rolled silver and constant under the cloudy sky, beating against the shore like her heart on her ribs and her feet on the sand. She wondered what would happen to her rickety old car, left alone in the empty parking lot. She pictured it swallowed by the dunes, buried by the hungry sand, unnoticed by anyone who might come after. How strange that the parking lot was empty, she thought. Their choice to come quickly had been wise, it seemed, before a tide of fleeing people tried to do the same. Or maybe no one else was coming. Maybe they were fools, falling for something rather than cleverly getting out ahead of the masses who saw through it. Sara lingered on the edge of her new life, searching the empty highway for her sister's car, hoping that, somehow, she had caught up with them in time. They reached the building. Zach held the door in some semblance of chivalry that part of her hated and another part loved. She watched him stand in the rain as she let the other 3 women enter before her, not minding the rain dripping down her nose. A few more moments to breathe fresh air and smell the sea. The air inside the building was dry and cool, with too much air conditioning for a drizzly winter day. She expected books on shelves and racks of t-shirts and hoodies scattered about, all the signifiers of a company that so many wore as badges of honor, but instead was empty. Their footsteps echoed off brushed cement walls and bare wood. Skylights let in the day from above. In the center of the room, a youngish woman with gray-streaked blonde hair stood behind a counter, smiling blandly. Her expression was almost robotic, giving the impression that she had been standing there alone and smiling for hours. Sara glanced at
Sample complete. Ready to continue?